You don't make two payments, boom, it's deeded back to your seller. And now this worst case scenario is now best case scenario. Because now if the cash offer doesn't work because it's just going to come in too low for us to cash flow, then you can just pivot by saying, well, what if we can just take over the debt in a way that's not subject to and that's safe for your seller, and then we also can just pay your commission up front. Is that something worth presenting to your seller, or even worth talking about? Something like that. It's a really good segue into the trust acquisition. And then if they say, yes, I want to learn more about it, I mean, you can just tell them basically, bro, just be like, yeah, well, basically how we do things is we put it in a trust and then we just buy the trust from your seller. Your seller is already probably going to put a property in a trust to give to their kids. And instead of giving it to the kids, I would just like to buy the trust from them. And then if they have, yeah, and that's the easiest way to kind of like keep it simple, bro. Keep it simple. And then if they really need the technical data, like, well, then how does that work? Or how are they going to be, what about the due on sale clause? And what about their DTI? And what about this? And what about that? Then you can just hand them over to me until you feel confident answering those questions. Like, okay, if a property is in a trust, the due on sale clause is the most likely would not be called. Also, there's no actual real sale going on. We're just putting the property in a trust, and then the trust is going to be held by an LLC, and that LLC is going to be the majority owner, and then your seller is going to be a minority owner, and basically we would just take over all financial liabilities like mortgage, like repairs, like finding the vacancies, the maintenance, all that good stuff, and your seller just like doesn't have to pay their monthly payment anymore. Maybe gets a down payment also to walk away. Everybody wins. Yeah. And then something that also that could benefit you, since you're doing seller finance, is because this one works for both. So like, what happens if you don't make the payments? Oh, okay, cool. So if we don't make the payments, which is super weird because that would just not be a really good business model of ours, which is, we aim to, keep all of our properties. Otherwise, what are we doing here? That's worst case scenario is we don't make the payments, and your property is going to be deeded back to the seller. They don't have to go through a foreclosure because we would put in a thing called a deed in lieu of foreclosure, and that just says that they don't have to go to the foreclosure process. All they do is like, we don't make two payments, boom, it's deeded back to your seller. And now this worst case scenario is now best case scenario, because now we've already fixed up the property a little bit more. It's rent ready. Any major things are taken care of. And now your seller has a property that like is fixed up, and they get to keep the down payment. And if like, let's say 2-3 years went in, it's now appreciated. And now they have a thing that's appreciated and they can resell it and now make more money. Like, man, sign me up for that. See what I'm saying? So little things that you'll learn, man, as you go, but just keep it simple. Pass it over to me. All right, Doc.